There are lots of people online who desperately want to find people to play with, whether that be in a game like Marvel Rivals or a game like Minecraft. And they're not exactly sure how to find these people to play with. There's not a lot of options in-game because maybe the people you find in-game aren't very chill, or maybe their IRL friends are too busy doing stuff with their lives like getting jobs. Go get a job. So then they turn their gaze to these looking for group apps or apps that claim to help you make friends, these apps that help you find teammates, social apps to say the least. I'm talking about three of them today. I'm talking about Gamerlink, Plink, and Boo. I've never actually downloaded Boo, but I'm basing all these off of the reviews, and these seem to be some of the more popular ones, although there's like a ton of these apps. You start off by making your profile, but after that, that's where all the similarities die. The problem with Gamerlink is sort of with their posts. You can see who makes the post, you can see their profile if you wanted to do like a background check before you decided to join them. But as you can see in this little screenshot here, this post was made by supposedly a woman. I didn't really do any research to figure out the specifics of it, while the other one was made by supposedly a guy. Both are made around the same time, however one has 24 people in it and the other one has 7. Now, I'm not exactly going to be saying like, oh, it's clear that people only care about playing with women in that app. I'm not going to say that. I just think that it seems like it. After all, they're both talking about the same sort of thing. They're both talking about finding people to play Marvel Rivals with. So if there's people already joining one, chances are they're not going to join the other one. So I think it's just kind of where it lies with that. I think it's pretty simple. Then we got Plink, which is kind of a more sketchy app, seeing as it asks for your game library, and I'm not exactly sure if it asks specifically for your login info if you're on console or PC. But either way, if it does, maybe don't download Plink. Either way, the reviews kind of shot down to like a 1 point whatever stars, so either way, it's not that good. And even after you get through all the login stuff, you're kind of put into this Tinder swiping thing, where you're swiping through what seems like AI-generated profiles. Like, I'm not saying the profiles themselves are AI generated, they could be, but I'm specifically talking about like the photos. They don't look real, and if they are made by a human, I think they need to change their art style because it does look very sketchy. Either way, the app just kind of sucks. Don't download it. One more reason not to download Plink is that after the initial time you spent on it, after you close the app and open it again, it asks you to purchase their premium service so you can start using the app again, which is lame. And then there's Boo, which claims to be a dating app for gamers. Now, I'm not sure if it does the Tinder swipe format because I never did download it, but assuming it does, that's like the only time it's actually fitting. But then again, people don't like the app. A review specifically says that you apparently have to pay to accept friend requests and to see who views your profile. After all these concerns that they list off, especially saying how they want to make friends, and this aspect treats it as a game, specifically quoting, the devs decide to respond, "Thank you for your feedback. We appreciate your insight and understand your concerns regarding the payment features. Our goal is to create a positive experience for all users. If you encounter any issues or have more suggestions, please reach out to us at insert email here. Happy connecting." Bear in mind, they did not respond to anything in that review. They're just saying that they acknowledged the review. There is nothing else there. I'm almost debating downloading it just to see if they still have those issues, but that would mean I'm the guy who downloaded Boo, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not exactly sure what the problem with these apps is, but it all just kind of feels a little fabricated. But even when I say that, it's nothing that I can pinpoint exactly, because my own friendship that has gone on for well over 10 years started because we were playing Minecraft together in the most random of circumstances. It probably shouldn't have even lasted as long as it did, but it did. So I'm not exactly sure what these apps are doing wrong, but I feel like it's the fabricated aspect and atmosphere that you get while using the app. Like, it treats it as some sort of game, like that review said. This is all sort of a personalized experience. After all the friendships I've supposedly had on these apps only ever lasted a total of a few months, but I'm sure there's someone out there who's had a long friendship happen because they met them on an app, but whether that may be true or not, a lot of the reviews on these apps are very much negative, with very few being positive, and given there's a lot of negative reviews, I feel like that tells me more that I need to know. So I believe that the problem with these apps is sort of their atmosphere and the fact that they put a monetary value on friendship rather than letting it grow like it's naturally supposed to. And, you know, you've seen it happen. Like, sure, you can spend money and have someone pretend to be your friend. I mean, look at streamers nowadays. But you can't exactly do that with everyone in the universe, and, you know, it's not going to work forever. But I do like that some apps with their premium service don't have you, like, pay it just so you can use the app, but at least, you know, you can pay it to do something like bump your posts up a little bit and whatnot. I decided to take a look at a few other apps just to kind of broaden my demographic of research, and one that I saw has a review talking about how the app has a ton of fake accounts and bots. And I'm not exactly sure what these apps kind of get out of that. I mean, sure, you kind of get the raw interaction, you know, because people are going to be interacting with the bot interacts with them. But then what happens, right? They ask to play a game and they're like, no. And then they just keep doing that until they stop talking with the bot. What do you get out of that? What exactly is the goal here? I feel like sometimes there's a little more to friendship than these apps claim to have, but at the same time, I'm no savant. I've had the same friend group for the past, like, 10 years, so I'm not really good at making friends, as you can tell. I just made one good group and called it there. So, what I am going to say is that I don't think this should, like, dictate whether or not you want to download some of these apps. Some of them are good, but some of them are bad. It's like everything else in the world ever, so I don't think you should spend your time being scared about whether or not an app is going to be worth it. To sort of act as your helicopter parent, these apps are kind of sketchy in their own right because there's a lot of weird people out there that you don't know the motives of, so you're pretty much just kind of gambling on whether or not you're going to meet a good person. That being said, like, when you meet someone in a game, you have the security of being in that game. Like, if you, say, meet a weird person on Marvel Rivals, you're not going to have to deal with them for long because it's not likely that you're going to see them in the next match. But if you meet someone in one of these apps, like, cyberbullying does exist. I'm not exactly sure how it happens, but it does exist, so there's a lot of weird people out there. So that's kind of why I don't like these apps. I don't like to use them. I don't think they work, but then again, I also just think everyone hates me on these apps. So, yeah, drugs are bad. Okay.